Hello, hello, guys, and welcome to another NGB sneak peek. We had Army of Two previously, courtesy of Gary Clark, who is actually with me. Gary, how you doing?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
You good? You good? Are you sure?
I am good. Yep, I am good indeed.
Okay. And this time we're looking at Resident Evil Revelations HD, which is coming to the 360, PS3, and Wii U. And we're looking at the PS3 version here, which has been kindly provided to us by Capcom. Um, this is basically an upgrade of the 3DS version. Gary, did you play the 3DS version?
I actually didn't, mate.
Have you
I've
seen anything
never.
of it?
I've seen bits and pieces. I know it got very, very positive review scores.
Did?
So it's totally understandable why Capcom would want to port it over to like current gen consoles because it looks a very good game indeed.
It is a very good game, and what they've done as well. So you can imagine it was a good looking game on the 3DS. But obviously, limitations of the hardware, all that sort of stuff, you can totally understand. Looking at this, so this is basically the intro of the game. Looking at it, you can probably see it's actually very impressive. Like you saw
Mm.
going past, you probably saw the nice little close up and cleavage shot of Jill, which is always appreciated. We like a bit of cleavage in our games, you know. And it showed her like a close up of her bodysuit, and you can see the texture, the details of the gun as well, the grip. So it's a vast improvement in terms of visuals over the 3DS version, and you can see they put a bit of extra work into it, and that's how we like our remakes, Gary, is it not?
Definitely, we don't just want a cheap port
Yeah.
because, well, let's be honest, a cheap port. I say cheap, that's probably the wrong word, but a
Harsh
port
words.
from yeah, it was a bit. A port from a 3DS version to the like current gen wouldn't work anyway, would it? So they obviously had to sort of update it to sort of current gen consoles
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the hardware. So
it looks very good. As you can see, moving like you got the waves and the sort of splash effects going on. Jill looks good in her suit. You know, you can see her tights. People with tight suits these days. It's like wearing a really tight suit. You can see a bum. Like,
it sells games.
it's
It
yep,
sells games.
yep. Cleavage and tight suits. You know, looking at the bums, it sells games. You're right. You're right, Gary. But it's got your typical Resident Evil mechanics. I think it's more uh, not to say Resident Evil 5 and 6 were bad, they were okay games, but this is going back to the more old school Resident Evil style, like the first one, 2 and 3, all that sort of stuff. Uh,
Mm.
Proper sort of survival horror. Um, Even though you've got your partner here with you now, it's not co-op. It's just Jill, like you're playing as Jill through this game. You're trying to look for Chris, whose last known location was on the ship. As you can see, a typical Resident Evil stuff. You see bodies around, you can sort of investigate, and you've got the cheesy lines going on as well. Um, it's good to be sort of bring that proper survival horror style back. I know we've seen Dead Space and stuff, and Dead Space 3 has moved on. Gary, I know you reviewed that more action style. It's nice to have a proper survival horror game. I think.
Definitely, definitely. It's gone back. Resident Evil is sort of moved away from its roots for the last sort of couple of games, and it's good to see it finally sort of come back to where it all started. Like you say, Dead Space went the opposite direction, and it seems Resident Evil's hopefully going to stick to this formula.
Yeah, which is good. And you can see that it's got the whole like lead up to sort of encountering the first enemy, sort of ducks, things crawling in ducks. Is it a monster? Is it not? All that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Things popping out of ducks over here, as you can see here. This mutated thing over here, uh, which to be honest, compared to the rest of the game, looks a bit low res.
Mm.
So I know this is again preview version, but I think Capcom is still working on it. It's released in May, I think, May 21st. Um, but again, visually, you can't really fault it as an upgrade from the 3DS version. Um, and as we're saying, gameplay style is sort of matched to the old school Resident Evil style. You can move and shoot at the same time though, which is good. Always a plus, Gary.
Woohoo.
Moving and shooting at the same time.
Exactly, yeah, because that sort of limit that sort of was very limited before, and a lot of people I know could become frustrated with that sort of mechanic. So yeah, it's definitely good to have.
Yeah.
But
I actually crap my pants at this point. Sorry to interrupt. I actually crap my pants at that point. Well, because I was thinking something's going to pop out. Uh, rats.
see that says that it's Resident Evil's gone back to the good style of the way it should be because it's actually making you jump.
I jumped a few times. I will be honest. I'll be honest. And it's got that sort of cone of vision where obviously you've got the torch and everything's dark around you, so you're almost it got that claustrophobic feeling almost into certain areas.
Mm.
But you're not in a like really tight area, but it's just because of the cone.
It feels very
Yeah,
narrow, sort of,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And as you do, you find some creepy blob-looking stuff. And this is like another sort of addition to the game. They've got this tool called the Genesis, where you can scan stuff and look around. And he's got sort of scan enemies, get more details on them, sort of weak points and all that sort of stuff. So here, as you do, just stick your arm into some goo.
She's braver than me, mate. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Well, why didn't the guy, I don't understand. And he's puking up, and she's actually just taking it out. And like, well, and what the hell? What is happening? But yeah, it's not Chris, as you can tell.
Yeah, well, I hope not.
Yeah, and this is what you sort of encounter the first enemy. The enemies are different. It's not zombies per se. It's like bio-organics enemies, and they do look pretty nasty, to be fair.
Mm.
So you'll see this one sort of creeping up behind Jill. I don't know. It's got some sort of penis in its mouth. I'm not particularly sure what that is. Some sort of tight references going on here, but it is creepy, and it does take quite a few shots. As you can see, I put quite a few rounds into it. I even got like a crotch shot on it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you hit him right in the groin then.
Yeah, and that's hurting. It's hurting.
Yeah, no wonder he sort of crouched down then. That probably hurt.
It probably did. Well, I hope it did. Yeah. So that's the first enemy that you encounter. Again, it sort of builds up the tension, which is again sort of classic Resident Evil. I'm not a guy who's sort of putting your mind back to the first Resident Evil, the mansion, and when you encounter that first zombie, it's sort of that feeling.
Definitely, yeah. I still remember that to this day. How sort of tense and just like, my God.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's what the feeling Capcom are going with this, with the sort of classic style. And I think the way I see this is, the remakes they did for the GameCube of the old, they were actually nice visual step-ups, proper remakes. I think this is kind of what this is to the 3DS version, a proper remake.
That's how it should be. Let's be honest. That's definitely how it should be. They've done a really good job with the visual side of this. Definitely, yeah. It looks fantastic.
And it's old school gameplay. It's not finished yet, and sort of playing it, just going by the opening section and sort of what I played so far, it does seem like it's, again, we're sort of repeating ourselves. It's going back to the old school Resident Evil style. Got the herbs there, got the sort of narrow corridors now here, like sort of blocked off, and you're going through sort of rooms, and there's, again, narrow tunnel vision. And this particular section, again, I crap myself. So there's a sound coming here, and I'm thinking it's an enemy around here. I'm thinking, okay, let's walk along. And shit, absolutely chat myself there as well. I'll be honest. Backed into a corner here, and this is again, this is proper tense stuff here. So I've only got one bullet left, and it hits me, and I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? And then I realise I've got a knife as well.
Good stuff.
But I really did crap myself out. Like sort of stuck looking around for like some ammo, and as you do, there's no ammo. It's just like leaving you.
It's always the way though.
Yeah, it is. You can again, you got the herbs as you saw there, so you can heal yourself. Again, this is the PS3 version, so triangle, you can heal yourself. Again, here's me looking around for lockers and ammo. I'm like, shit, ammo, because I had a feeling I was gonna encounter some more enemies, obviously. But again, just sort of harking back to the visual stuff, the ship looks really nice. Again, cheesy style Resident Evil. Just looking outside, there's a cold coming from outside.
That big hole.
Exactly. Yeah. The sort of doors as well. Sort of which we got like shaped. That one had an anchor one. So again, it's like secret rooms you can find extra stuff. Again, so it seems like there's going to be lots to do as well. Yeah, but sort of continuing on, like you hear screams coming down, and I sort of rush down here. Yeah, those penis mouth things sort of killing a woman. I don't know what to call them. Penis mouth? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, either that or it looks like they've been stung by a bee on their tongue or something. It's like
stung by a bee by bio-organic enemies. Epic. So yeah, I do find some ammo there. And again, I'm still looking around for ammo before I go in there, which is yeah. I only had 10 bullets at this point, but I do manage to somehow get through this. So while you watch this, there are extra modes in this. There's a raid mode as well in this where you can like sort of gun down um, zombies with your friends and stuff like that as well. So that's an interesting mode. Interesting mode.
Cool.
So me, and you, Gary, can get together and kill some penis-shaped mouth thingies. Yeah.
Oh god, I love it if Capcom come out and actually call them.
I'm going to write a letter to Capcom and saying, can you please call them penis mouth shaped?
That'll be amazing.
Would be. It would be.
Well, it is an 18, surely, so
Well, it is an 18, yeah.
it doesn't
well,
it doesn't matter what they call them.
Guts and penis mouth zombies. What? 18. Something. But yeah, let's go back to the game here. Let's go back to the game, Gary. So, again, you sort of saw briefly in one of the cutscenes, you've got the Genesis tool, which you can scan, which I kind of failed here. I wasn't looking to scan that. Key. So that on the PS3, you can use that with L2. You hold it and sort of aim and press the R1 button to sort of scan your surroundings, which
That's
is
pretty cool.
yeah, it brings an interesting element to the gameplay. I think scanning enemies, sort of finding out weak points and stuff. And again, an enemy pops out of nowhere. I've got 7 bullets, and it takes 7. And guess what? It takes 7 bullets to kill this thing.
That is typical.
So I'm like, crap. What am I gonna run out again? And it's just the last shot. Again, it's a crotch shot that kills him. I think these penis things are like they're afraid of crotch shots.
They are, yeah.
Which is interesting. So what do you sort of? I mean, I'm not sure what the last Resident Evil you played was, Gary.
The last one I played was 5. I didn't play 6. I played 6 at Gamescom, but I just didn't sort of get on with it. So yeah, last one I really played was 5, and that was. Let's be honest, it wasn't great. 4 though was
4.
phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic
This
on the GameCube.
Sort of going back to again the old school roots. As you can see, so the ammo will be scarce. So as you saw that was running past everything, as it sort of I was like shit, run. And I sort of eventually got down to the end of this section. This is the first chapter. So I meet this guy. I actually thought that was a zombie as well. So when I got to the door. But you think this is Chris, you think you found Chris, so kind of building up the tension, and his head drops off. And it's not Chris, which will be
It's like a doll version of Chris.
Yeah, problem actually creating a doll of Chris. Harris have too much time these days on that. But yeah, this is sort of ending that section on a sort of nice point. So Gary, quick thoughts by what you've seen so far. This Resident Evil Revelations HD.
Looks very good. I'm very impressed, and I'm so pleased that it's sort of gone back to its familiar, old school sort of way of going about it, gameplay mechanics. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it ends on a sort of a tense note there. Brilliant. And you got the scoring and stuff as well there, so you still get scored. And obviously, I got an S ranking. So, but yeah, cool. But thanks for watching, guys. Comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Troll us in the comments. Be our guest. We'll be back next time with another sneak peek and hopefully another replay as well. See you guys.